Hey gang, welcome back to chapter 23 of the Crucible Chronicles, where we are playing Entombed Hyro Symbol. So this is the deck we opened in the first part of this chapter. I did want to address the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I haven't uploaded a video in like 3 weeks, or maybe 2 weeks. I don't really know. Life's been a bit crazy, and I know I keep saying that. It's like, it's just crazy. That's all. So to help remedy that, I think for the time being, I'm going to try and commit to doing just one episode in this series a week. Commit to that, I should say. But if I have the time to do a second episode, then that will just be kind of a bonus. And I'm hoping that'll just be kind of like a season of life thing here for a little bit until at least one of my children goes off to preschool at the end of the year. Anyways, I hope you'll stick around for the game here. We are playing again this Entombed Hyro Symbol. I don't really remember anything about the deck because I haven't played it since the last episode, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Let's hop into it. Got ourselves a game playing against Collier Le Rouge. So this is a Dark Tidings deck, Sanctum, Star Alliance, Unfathomable. We got a couple grand melees, so we're going to want to be playing all of our creatures next to each other, creatures of the same house. It's a quite stout Sanctum board right there, wow. Double Larry of the Lake, double Marshal Ewer, double Zalvador, Lord Golgotha, Staunch Knight, so that is definitely a force to be reckoned with. We'll see if our triple horde sign-in can make some magic happen here. Take another look. We got a Triska, so that's cool. Triska, some nice threats there. And then Unfathomable, they have the double Maelstrom and Abandoned Ship. So sadly, Grim Locust is probably not super great. It's probably not super great, but I do have a Decadent, so I could like move some stuff over. Be right. Let's hold on to this. It is at least a bunch of cards from the same house. We'll throw down Tama of the Glow, which would be pretty cool. We can generate some Ember here. We can purge their Tama of the Glow. Tama of the Grow. Let's see. Do we want to play this Grim Locust? I do have a second Decadence, don't I? Yes, I do. Let's just play all this stuff out. We'll play out Grim Locust Ducks. We'll Decadence to move an Ember across the board. We'll, I guess, Spoils of Battle there. Capture one onto Tamwa. Okay, that's a strange prompt that I don't understand. Go ahead and, oh, is that if the tide is high? Oh, curses, I got it. I understand. I understand what was happening. Our Ember was being put on the Tama of the Glow. What a terrible mistake. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll work it out. They're going into Star Alliance turn. At least all we have to do is kill this Tama of the Glow. It should be that simple. It should merely be that simple. All right, what do we want to do here? We could capture some Ember. I think let's maybe hold off on this Sanctum turn. We'll call Unfathomable, throw down the Abyssal Zealot to the left, and the Horde sign in. So Tama does need the Tide is High draw card. So I think we raise the Tide. We'll go ahead and Reap to exhaust Tamwa. That gives us a shifting battlefield, which isn't necessarily great, but that's okay. It does prevent this Tama, in theory, from being able to Reap and ward itself. I'm definitely tempted to like maybe actually go back into Unfathomable again. We can kill Tama with the Horde sign-in. We don't get to play any cards, but yeah, Tama's a bit of a bummer. Especially if it gets warded. Those Maelstroms, I think, are really going to hurt. The other nice thing with the double Maelstrom is, I mean, I have the Grim Locust out, but like I really only have primarily one house on the board, so Maelstrom doesn't hurt me that bad. Hurt me that much. Talking is hard. Marshal Ewer comes down. All right. Changing the Tide, removing Ember from the Abyssal Zealot. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And we have a damage on this General Salvador, which is done to nothing so far. Oh, there we go. Grand Melee. Oh, silly me. Hey, look at that. Grand Melee. I totally said that I should play around that. And I didn't. The good news is the Atomo of the Glow is dead. Oh dear. That's a big Martial Ewer. Got a healer harm. So I assume they're gonna fight the Abyssal Zealot. Yeah, well played. Well played. I think we take a Sanctum turn here. We'll throw down Hadris Wall. I guess we do Larry of the Lake to the right, capturing one onto itself. Play the Bring Low. Play the Seraphic Armor. Hadris Wall, capturing onto the Horde Sign-In. I guess we play... move it there. So we'll put a second Ember on the Horde Sign-In. That puts, yeah, it's not bad. We have a Cowp in the Brain Drain here. So that's also nice. We can get the second Hadris Wall down, which of course would be very good. Could be very nice. Okay, here comes the Volmart. The double Volmart. And I think there's a capture there. So definitely sorted that out. We could throw down the Cowp. I guess it's like a little bit protected from the... a little bit protected from the Grand Melee. If I throw this down, what am I saying? If I play this, then it will be protected from the Grand Melee. Grand Melee currently will kill both of the Volmarts, but this Force Field again is something I'm not like particularly excited about. I think maybe we take an Unfathomable turn here. We'll get on to check. We'll Brain Drain first. So let's see what we're looking at. We have the Abandoned Ship. Okay. So Grand Melee. Let's get rid of the Grand Melee. They have this Abandoned Ship though too. I feel like they're probably going to go into Sanctum, so... What do we want to get rid of? This Larry of the Lake. I guess I'm not that worried about the Grand Melee. We'll go ahead and fight there. And then, oh, I guess we kill, that's going to kill our Horde Sign-In. That's a bummer. But the Grand Melee will kill all my stuff if I don't, well, I've made a terrible mistake. Oh, whatever. We'll just wipe the board. Everything will die. Everything will die. Oh, okay, they are going Unfathomable. They have the Abandoned Ship. I suppose that makes sense. Why did I think that wasn't going to happen? I don't know. All right, all three of them come down. All right, we do get a key though, so that's nice. I think we just follow up with another Unfathomable turn. Throw down the Horde Sign-In, the Cowpy, and Call of the Void. Call of the Void? Yeah. We'll exhaust General Salvador. So that actually is pretty good. That was a pretty good pickup. They're of course going to forge a key here. That's fine. But we have a nice follow-up with Sanctum. We can throw down this second wall, get this Kaup even larger. We can throw down the Larry of the Lake, take the tide with Marshal Ewer, so force our opponent to take the tide back if they want to be able to kill this Kaup. Although it will be 6 power, so that's pretty good size. That Grand Melee definitely hurts our opponent now, so. So plays Grand Melee, strange play. Maybe they got something in mind. Marshal Ewer. Yeah, I definitely don't think that Grand Melee play was good. I generally don't try and judge, but I don't think that was the right play. We'll take a Sanctum turn here. We'll throw down a second Hadris Wall. Who do we want? I think Larry of the Lake can be on the flank, actually. That'll be nice. Larry of the Lake will come down, capturing 1 onto the Horde Sign-In. We got the Taxing Journey for no real effect. And then I think we already have the tide because of the Marshal Ewer. Nice. And this Kaup, I think, is going to be doing some work for us. I mean, and the Hadris Walls. Oh, there we go. We got the Maelstrom. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. And that is actually all they got. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I think we want to probably play Saurian. Discard Ostracize, throw out Venator, capture onto itself, and the Consul Primus. Alright, we did get back into the Kaup, so that's good. Now, it doesn't look like we're getting on check. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting on check anytime soon here. And we can do it with a Saurian turn, but I feel like we need to develop our board just a little bit more. Okay, here comes Triska. Let's see what our opponent has in store for us. We've seen Volmart, the Mutagenesis Researcher, and Lieutenant Volmart. Okay, cool. So definitely not bad there. I got the Stunner. Wow. So they definitely managed to get back into a bunch of Starlines there. Definitely not sad to see that. Surely. We can throw the under pressure onto this Lieutenant Volmart, which I think would be nice. Stuns the Consul Primus, not a bad play. And then we get a Reap there. All right, we'll take an Unfathomable turn. Throw out the Horrid Sign-In. Throw out Kaup. And Under Pressure onto Lieutenant Volmart. Under Pressure, of course, being the upgrade. This creature cannot ready. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So got a Bubbles here. We can throw something back into hand. Let's see. What haven't we seen? We haven't seen Tanawa. Haven't seen their own Horrid Sign-In. Wacolia. I haven't seen Sierra Officer Hawkins. Or I think, have we seen either of the Larry of the Lakes? We haven't. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Or at least making things difficult for our opponent. I'm definitely thinking this is going to be an Unfathomable follow-up turn. You know, potentially getting 2 reaps off. We can bubbles. I actually don't know what we want to bubbles. That Walmart's going to be pretty locked down. This Triska, I guess we could. Well, never mind. That's not gonna happen. I was gonna say we could kill Triska with the Horrid sign-in. Got a bubbles for my Horrid. For my my Cowp. Nice. And some capturing. Okay. All right. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We got bubbles. We can stuff that mutagenesis researcher back. We can take the tide. We could also just take the tide this way. And I think I actually like that. We'll take the tide. Then we know we'll be getting back into our Cowp. Although, let's see, they could get to check if they call Star Alliance. Actually, they won't because of the Larry of the Lake, unless they have something in hand. So let's do a Sanctum turn, and I'm primarily doing that because I know that we've got I know that we've got the that Cowp coming back up. Bring low Larry of the Lake over there. I guess we throw this onto the Marshal. Onto the Marshal. And we'll end our turn there. I mean, there's probably something to be said about, like, we probably could have just taken an Unfathomable turn and then planned on taking a second Unfathomable turn. We could, you know, could have dealt with some stuff on the board with the bubbles. It's difficult to say. Difficult to say what the play should have been, or what the play should have been. Should have been. Should have been. Oh, we have a Decadence here, so we can. All right, Marshall, you were taking the tide back. Lord Golgotha. Wonder if they have their other Grand Melee. All right, now is time for our Unfathomable turn. So we don't have the tide. We could take the tide and then bank some stuff with bubbles. Take the tide. Oh my! I'm so sorry, everyone. I can't even talk. Take the tide, then play Portal, which will give us some Ember, Ember in the hip pocket there. I think we do that. It'll also protect this Horrid sign-in a little bit. So I think we fight. So 5, so it'd be 3 damage if we kill Lord Golgotha. Lord Golgotha has a capture. That's really quite unfortunate. I think I want to kill Rocketeer Triska. Do I actually care? I don't. We're going to kill Lord Golgotha. We're going to play Bubbles. I'll play another Horrid sign-in. Play Bubbles. To the right. To pop back the Staunch Knight, maybe? I think I like that. Pop back the Staunch Knight. I'll play Portal for the Ember. Play out Cowp. And we'll see what that does for us. This Venator, 4 armor when when Larry of the Lake is on the board. It's not bad. All right, fights the Cowp with the Horrid sign-in. Not a bad play. Tenua. Destroy a friendly creature and gain 1. Very nice. Got this Bubbles as well. Let's see what they do with the Bubbles. They opt to fight. I think they could fight the Consul Primus. And Wacolia here. And the Wacolia. The rod to exhaust this Horrid Sign-In. Fights Marshal Ewer. Right, can't quite kill the Marshal. Which is alright. What do we want to do here? So, I feel like we probably need to take... some type of Saurian turn at some point here. But I can do still quite a bit if I take a Sanctum turn. So let's take a Sanctum turn. Can play out the Seneschal. Do I want to play out the Seneschal? Hold on a second here, let me think. We're not going to pick up our archives. Is there anything I can fight here with Marshal Ewer that won't kill me? That is definitely regrettable. I see. Interesting play then. We could just take the Tide. Just take the Tide. Let's just do this. We'll play this out. Take the Tide. Why not? Capture some Ember onto the Horrid Sign-In. We'll play Strange Ordination. So now we have 4 armor to work with here. I think I probably need to kill out this Larry. Good old Larry of the Lakes. So this is 5. So it'd still be 1 damage to kill this Bubbles. We just fight the Wacolia. Fight the Larry of the Lake. And let's see what that does for us. So we're sitting at 8. This Lieutenant Volmart, we're right beneath the cost of that Lieutenant Volmart, which is kind of nice. We can't get taxed unless they manage to kill, like, maybe they fight Triska into something, thus returning an Ember. All right, Ambervac to raise the Tide, throwing it onto Triska, so I presume they're not intending on fighting the Triska into anything. Right, stuns the Horrid Sign-In. They really don't like our Horrid Sign-Ins. That's fine. Probably the other one will get a hit with the rod. Here, Officer Hawkins. Very nice. Very nice plays. I feel like we probably need to take a Saurian turn here soon. What am I saying about the rod? It was Stunner from Volmart. Man, I am totally out of it. Totally out of it. The rod isn't going to get used this turn unless there's some absolute dark magic that happens. So this Ambervac is also not great. Ambervac is also not great. I can Decadence, like, fight the Horrid Sign-In, but that doesn't seem great. I can fight here. Bubbles can fight Triska. Can unstun, play Portal. I think I actually like that. So let's take an Unfathomable turn. We will pick up our archives. Eventually I need to take this Saurian turn. I think I'm just going to play this Portal to get the tide raise. I don't really want to get even more chains. So what we'll do here is we'll fight Tanawa. Bubbles will fight Triska. We'll play Portal to capture 2 Ember onto the Seneschal, who is absolutely stacked right now, and call it pretty good. Call that pretty good. Got a Saurian turn coming up for sure, without a doubt. This Decadence gives us a little bit of flexibility here, which is nice. We do have a lot of Ember captured, and we have a second Maelstrom incoming. So that's probably coming soon. We also have the second Grand Melee, which I have once again completely forgotten about. So the Seneschal is likely to be gone. And they only have 2 cards left, so one of those 2 things is probably going to happen. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be now. It's got to be now. They're going to reclaim 6 Ember, so that's pretty good. There's the Maelstrom. I think the only thing they have left is the Grand Melee. Interesting. They took the tide. Very interesting. Okay, we'll take a Saurian turn then. We'll play out Lapisaurus, play out Medicus Lacus. Who'll be protected, and I guess this Magistra Vita to the left. Guess we'll Exalt, ready and use to reap. And we take the tide. Hey, you know what? Let's take the tide. Threaten that 1 Ember there. That 1 Ember value. Opponent is sitting at six chains, so they're gonna have to do some work, I guess, to take us off check. The question is, did they draw back into their Walmart? In which case, it's very possible that we're gonna be in trouble. Because if they get more than 1 Ember, then we're pretty much out of juice here. Okay, Unity or Discord with a capture. Okay, cool. Fortunate for us. We might be able to squeak this out if they can't generate any Ember here. All right, we got the W. I wonder if they missed the trigger on Medicus Lacus. Otherwise, they surely would have taken the tide. But also, you know, definitely between a rock and a hard place, if you will. Probably needed to get back into their Walmart. I mean, outside of like capture pips, which they had, I think, on the Unity or Discord. Yeah, they had 1 on the Unity or Discord. But obviously that didn't end up being enough without taking the tide. Now, obviously, if they took the tide, maybe they would have delayed us a turn. But I still think they're hoping to draw into their Walmart to take me off check. And by that point, I can reap 3 times, reap 3 more times, which puts me at, I guess, 7. So I mean, maybe possible. Probably what I would have had to do is fight across to the Mutagenesis Researcher to reclaim that Ember. So either way, well played from our opponent. Definitely, I mean, this deck, the Sanctum in this deck is the type of Sanctum that can just like absolutely camp out on a board. And unless you have a board wipe, you're going to have a really hard time, which, you know, Entombed Hero Symbol does not have a board wipe. Fortunately, it has the double Hadrous Wall, which I think really helped us out. And honestly, once again, the Kaup did some great work in this particular game because managed to play around, at least when it was important, play around the Grand Melees, and the Maelstroms really were just a temporary solution, as well as the Abandoned Ship. And it doesn't really matter when the Kaup comes down. If I already have both Hadris walls down, it's like the Kaup is going to be 6 power. That's how it's going to be, regardless of anything you do, unless you remove the artifacts. So, anyways, good to be back playing Entombed Hero Symbol. I think this is a pretty cool deck. It certainly lacks a little bit in out of hand creature control, but can kind of make up for it with if it's allowed to keep stuff on the board. I do think that our deck would really struggle against a deck that had just a bunch of like board wipes or more widespread creature control. The Selector Preservation would definitely hurt, but also the Grand Alliance Council. If there's a deck that has a couple of those, I think that this deck would struggle quite a bit, because not only is the creature control done with creatures, the Amber control is done on creatures. So definitely something to be noting for future games with this deck. And yeah, cool to get a win out of it, that's for sure. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. I will be back next week for sure. Maybe a bonus episode on Friday. But I do appreciate all your support on the channel with your likes and comments and views. It is very much appreciated. So that will be it for today. I hope you all have a splendid rest of your week, and I will catch y'all later.